what is going on is there is this sort of undercurrent of, well, blame Bush for this. These people were in our possession and we let them go from Gitmo. This is clearly Bush's fault. These are, of course, people with very short memories. They don't remember that, yes, Bush did cave, but under enormous world pressure, enormous pressure from all over Europe, from the Middle East, and from within our own country by seditious and treasonous broadcasters who demanded that Bush be tried for war crimes because he had people locked up in Gitmo and had no intention of giving them any sort of trial but a military tribunal, after which they'd be stood up against a post and shot. Remember our very own Bathtub Boy demanding these people be released?
The pathetic and desperate manipulation of the government, the refocusing of our entire nation towards keeping this mock president and this unstable vice president and this departed, wildly self-overrating attorney general and all the others from potential prosecution for having approved or ordered the illegal torture of prisoners being held in the name of our country.
This guy right now, Mr. Abdul Muttalab, should be in Gitmo, and he should be on the water board. Instead, he's got a defense attorney, and he's in jail, and he's scheduled for a trial and all the rest. Remember what Bathtub Boy said about how Bush was so evil keeping these people in Gitmo? Remember how he stirred up all that trouble so that Bush would be forced to let them go?
Made you into a liar, Mr. Bush. Made you into, if anybody had the guts to pursue it, a criminal, Mr. Bush. Waterboarding had already been used on Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and a couple of other men none of us really care about, except, sir, for the one detail you had forgotten, that there are rules. And even if we just make up these rules, this country observes them anyway because we're Americans, sir, and we're better than that. And we're better than you.
We're better than that. We let these people go because we have rules. Oh, tell us, Mr. Bathtub Boy, why we have to let Al-Qaeda go from Gitmo.
From its beginning as the most neglectful protection ever of the lives and the safety of the American people, into the most efficient and cynical exploitation of tragedy for political gain in this country's history, and then to the giddying prospect that maybe you could do what the military fanatics did in Japan in the 1930s and remake a nation into a fascist state so efficient and so self-sustaining that the fascism itself would be nearly invisible.
The fascism. Gitmo is fascism. Keeping Al-Qaeda operatives in Gitmo is fascism. Not only did Bathtub Boy say it, after all, he is an insignificant little worm on television who ought to be back sportscasting where he belongs, demanding the firing of baseball managers instead of presidents. But at the urging of people like Bathtub Boy and others, he certainly wasn't the only one. Our president picked up this narrative and also condemned keeping Al-Qaeda operatives at Gitmo.
As president, I will end this war in Iraq. We will have our troops home within 16 months. I'll close Guantanamo.
In March, Bathtub Boy responded to Cheney when Cheney said, look, we still got a war on terror. We got to keep Gitmo open. These people are coming after us. Bathtub Boy, speaking for President Obama, said, oh, no, you're a terrible criminal.
Finally tonight, as promised, a special comment on former Vice President Cheney's remarks about the prospects of future terrorist attacks in this country. Flatly, it may be time for Mr. Cheney to leave this country. The partisanship, divisiveness, and naivete to which he ascribed every single criticism of his and President Bush's delusional policies of the last 8 years have now roared forth in a destructive and uninformed diatribe from Mr. Cheney that can only serve to undermine the nation's new president, undermine the nation's effort to thwart terrorism, and undermine the nation itself. He insists on the imminence of attack, of the maintenance of Gitmo, of the necessity of waterboarding, of the efficacy of torture.
Oops. Me too. Me too. I insist on those things. Attacks are coming, and they have. Gitmo should stay open, and it should. Waterboarding works just fine, and we should do it.
Depart, I say, and let us have done with you. In the name of God, go. Good night and good luck.
The execrable Bathtub Boy demanding that Bush and Cheney leave because they dared to establish Gitmo. They dared to keep those people there without giving them habeas corpus and trials in civil courts. And when they were forced to let some of them go, those people returned to the field of battle and actually were planners on this attack against us in Detroit on Christmas Day. Mike in Minneapolis.
McCain was running for president. He went to Gitmo and met with a senior Al-Qaeda operative, and they told him that was the number one recruiting tool. What do you think?
Yeah, so what? I thought McCain was wrong about Gitmo, too. So what?
Well, the interrogator.
I mean, look, if we're going to worry about recruiting Al-Qaeda, then Obama's going to stay in Hawaii and say nothing and pretending like it's not happening. And that's part of the reason that he didn't say anything. He's afraid, I'll become a recruitment tool for Al-Qaeda. We're not concerned about recruiting Al-Qaeda. They got 300 there now. They have plenty of recruiting. We want to kill them.
Why not close it down and move them and take away the recruiting tool if that's what they think it is?
Oh, jeez.
Have you read the Seton Hall study?
Oh, here we go.
The
Olbermann thing.
Oh, yeah. How many nights do you watch Bathtub Boy? All 5 of them?
No, I don't watch it.
Yeah, well, the Seton Hall study is crap.
Well, the numbers that they tried to get from the Bush administration always changed. And
maybe they did, but I tell you what, the Seton Hall guy was an active anti-Bush, anti-Cheney, politically motivated guy. It was the same kind of study that produced that completely bogus story that we'd killed 655,000 Iraqis. Check the credentials out of the people before you start quoting these studies. There is such a thing as a bogus study, and that's one of them.
John Gibson of Fixed News, today's worst person in the world.
Always striving to be the worst to Bathtub Boy.
You should crawl off into a hole and die.
But the best to you. John Gibson.